This is Hello Glass with another glass artist interview. Let's get started. Question number one, are you a glass artist and what is your name?
Yes, I'm a glass artist, a glass blower. My name is Greg Adams.
How long have you been making glass and do you consider yourself a master?
I am anything but a master, and anyone who says they're a master has no idea what they're talking about unless their name is Cesare or Lucio or a couple other people. And anyone that says that they know a lot, then they probably understand very little. And I've been blowing glass for the better part of 20 years, probably about 18 years, so about half my life.
Your favorite style or type of glass to create with?
Borosilicate.
What state do you call home for your glass shop?
Oregon.
Do you own or work under a glass brand or an art name?
Myself, Greg Adams, and I own Trident Glass and Lorehouse.
Do you make your living solely off glassworking?
I try very hard to, but at this time I have some ulterior sources of income that help me out a lot.
If you could make glass with anyone living, who would that be?
Does it have to be a glass blower?
No, it does not.
I don't know, someone awesome like the Dalai Lama or...
Great answer. What style or technique of glass is hardest for you?
Stuff that I don't do on a regular basis. I've done all sorts of different glass work and all sorts of different forms and styles, and if I don't practice something for a while that I once was proficient at, I lose it real quick, and so anything that I don't do on a regular basis kind of becomes difficult for me. Soft glass in a torch, that's hard.
Name two people that taught or influenced your glass skills.
Oh, that's the tough question. I get influenced even today, going to events. I still get influenced on a regular basis. I can learn by watching the most rudimentary stuff, but the people that influence me most, first and foremost has got to be Bob Snodgrass. I've had the privilege of knowing him for almost my entire glass career. He's the father of it all, and he created pretty much the entire movement that we're all involved in. And who else influenced me? Boy, the first Eugene glassblowers were my major influence. Cameron Tower, Bob Batram, Hugh, Dan Kay, all the original Snodgrass guys, and
Awesome.
that's my major influences, I guess.
Is there any style or technique of glass that you would or will learn in the future?
I'd like to become fairly well versed in all of them. I'd like to be able to, have a skill set for every type of glass there is.
Great answer. Name two glass artists that impress you.
There's thousands of them that impress me on a daily basis. But kind of what I do, sculpting, I really appreciate. That's so hard. Well, first and foremost, I guess the person that impresses me the most is Dale Chihuly. He is above and beyond Bob, is probably the other father of it all, and has created the fascination with glass that exists today. He's creates installations that are just so grandiose and so amazing, that they're awe-inspiring. And truthfully, he was the only person who I ever even knew of before I even knew about glass. I knew his name since I was a child growing up in the Pacific Northwest. He's synonymous with glass.
What style or technique in glass amazed you when you first saw it?
Again, I get amazed all the time. But I couldn't tell you where I was when I saw it for the first time, but when I saw skull marble, a Bob Snodgrass skull marble, man, I probably dropped a brick in my pants. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen. Still to this day, I will look at Bob's case and I'm just enamored by his skull marbles, and yeah, that was it.
Awesome. Worst injury you ever got making glass art?
Man, I beat myself up pretty good. But that's pretty much my own fault. I burn myself and cut myself all the time. And worst thing I ever did was stick my finger in my Carlisle. That just peeled my flesh right off my finger, and kind of still see a little divot right here. My mom actually said it was the grossest thing she ever saw me do to myself, so that probably qualifies it as the worst injury I've ever gotten.
What do you wish to accomplish in the glass industry?
Just like to have some staying power, longevity. I'd like to. It's Lila. Sorry, that was my daughter knocking at me. I just like to be around and be happy doing whatever I do, and just take care of business and keep going and doing what I do and having a great time and playing and having the best day of my life every day at work.
How does a glass fan get a hold of you or get to buy your work?
I'm fairly well represented in a lot of head shops around the country, so look for Trident Glass, or
Do you have a Facebook?
we have Facebook, Trident Glass. Easy to find us there, but if you can't find us in your local head shop, just go ahead and ask. You definitely find us a lot of places.
Nice. You've got 3 minutes to tell the world whatever you want. Go for it.
Boy. I hope that the scene that we're in and this movement that we're all a part of someday gains a little bit more credibility than what we get right now. I hope it, the glass pipe industry becomes an acceptable form of art, whereas right now we're on the outside, we're considered degenerates, for not lack of a better term. That's the term. We're looked down upon and given shit because we're pipe makers, and I hope that changes. And I think it will, with all the events and the public spectacles that we make of ourselves on a regular basis. I hope people start to realize that some of these pipe makers out here are masterful artists, amazing people that create amazing things, and despite the fact that it's a pipe or not, it's art. It doesn't matter what it does. The fact that it has function is great. It means it does something more than a painting on a wall to look at, something you can look at and you can use. And so I hope that over the course of the next couple of years, we're more accepted and become more mainstream as artists, and hope more people start crossing over into art and doing different forms of stuff. Pipe makers start crossing into art. And I really think that eventually we'll be accepted. It's kind of like hip hop. Hip hop wasn't very well accepted when it first started, and now that is the mainstream music, and it's not just a lifestyle or anything. It is everything. It encompasses our whole world, and I hope that we kind of can move our little group of artists into that into the forefront, and so we're just considered artists, not pipe makers anymore.
This was Hello Glass with another Real Glass Artist interview. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks.